I'm Cynthia Gleason, and this is Mortgage Workshop Inc. in Framingham, Mass. And we were incorporated in 2008.
Tell us about how your business began.
Well, the business began from another business, really. I was the managing director of another company that was located in another city in Massachusetts, and we had opened an office here in Framingham. I was the managing director of the branch, and we were working, performing similar services to what we have now, but a little bit more limited. And you know, as we all know, 2005, 2006, sort of the height of the real estate market, a lot of things going on in this industry, a lot of people getting into this industry, and a lot of people getting out of this industry in interesting ways, to say the least. And I could see things were changing, that, you know, the company I was with was probably not going to maintain its presence in the market. So I saw that as an opportunity for me. And I live here in Framingham, so it was good for me because I wanted to have a business here in town and, you know, work locally and find a way to get started. So it seemed like a natural course of events for me to look into moving on my own. So I think in 2007, that was pretty apparent to me. We saw a lot of people in this type of industry fall down in situations that, you know, were caused by a lot of things, whether it was the market and just everything happening in the real estate market, the lending environment. We all know a lot about it. Almost everybody knows somebody that was touched by it somehow. So I think, you know, it was a good opportunity to start in a situation where we were starting clean from the current type of lending environment and understanding what was going on and how things really worked, and being able to, build a business that was not started during a time when things were maybe a little crazy. So
What obstacles have you faced, if any, and how have you overcome them?
well, certainly, like anybody starting a small business, you face obstacles. And, you know, I think that the biggest obstacle for anybody in this type of a business or in any type of business is being able, obviously, to connect with customers. And, you know, if you don't have any customers, you don't have a business. So we all know that it's easy to go to school or to write business plans or to have all the numbers, to figure out profit margins, do all those things. But at the end of the day, we have to have a relationship with the customers. So I think from this type of business, the biggest obstacle with us for that has been that lending and these types of industries are so automated. It's so internet-based, computer-driven. It becomes very impersonal. There are a lot of very big corporations out there that offer lending programs, loans, mortgages, similar types of services, and a lot of times it's all about rate. A lot of times it's all about speed, quick answers, being able to click the mouse, know at midnight if you have the loan, those kinds of things. But, you know, you really do eventually have to talk to somebody in this industry. It's, you know, as nice as it seems that you can click the mouse and buy your house by just doing that, you know, it really is a little bit more personal than that. And so, you know, it's a balancing act to be able to have that kind of service where you can get lending decisions quickly, where you can have really competitive interest rates, where you can offer all the services just like a big corporation, as far as quick stuff and you know, low costs and things like that, but at the same time be able to build a good relationship with customers one-on-one, with the community. I mean, we do a lot of things here in Framingham or around this area where we work with the people and meet with them individually. So, you know, I think that that's a challenge for anybody, just balancing the personal side of it with sort of the technology.
If you could pass on one piece of advice to someone going into your business, what would that be?
Well, I think going into a business like this, that it would be really important for people to go into this business understanding what the lending environment is and what the regulatory environment is. I think people going into it, I think, would really be well served to understand exactly what has happened and how things are working now, and how to comply with all the things that are required to be in this type of industry, and be able to build that into your plan. Because I think sometimes people don't give enough of their resources to that. And then they discover that they're falling short on that side of it, and you really can't operate that way. So I would say anybody that was thinking of doing this, the first step would be to really get a handle on how the regulatory environment works and affects you if you want to be in this type of industry.
What do you enjoy doing the most for your business, and why?
Well, I think that, in terms of running a business, there's so many things that you have to do or that you do every day just to keep the doors open and keep everything running. But, at the end of the day, a business like this is based on the relationships we have with people and working with people locally. We only work in Massachusetts. Almost everyone is here in this general local area, Eastern Mass. Probably 90 or more percent of the people that I work with, I meet in person. But there's still a lot of things out there that not everybody knows about, and there's still a lot of ways that people can work towards buying a property if that's what they're trying to do, buy a home. That sometimes, you need a little bit of help. So we enjoy that. We like helping people get what they want out of the situation, and if they need to work on something to get to that point, or if they need to ask questions, like I said, at any hour of the day, or if they just need reassurance that it's going to go forward and be fine. I think that's the best part of it, because people are happy. We offer all the same kinds of loans and services. For the most part, many types of lending programs are available in many, many places, and they're fairly standardized. So it's not that we have necessarily a loan program that somebody else doesn't have. It's that we have a really good understanding of it and what it means for the customer, so that if you're trying to buy a house and you think that you can't, or if you are trying to refinance your house and you have certain obstacles, and there can be any kind of obstacles, whatever they are, we know ways to find what's going to work for you. And, we don't leave it up to you to figure that out. I think sometimes when you're dealing with some of like a large institution of some kind, there's that frustration of calling like the main 1-800 number, and you got to start your story over again. Of course, we like to have plenty of work, but we're not overwhelmed where we can't give the attention to the kind of details and the personal service and know who you are when you call. So, if you call me on the phone and you have a loan in process here, we know who you are. You don't have to give us your loan number or give us, some identification so we can find you in the system. So I think that makes it a really good experience for people and makes it a little bit different than working with, some other companies or, institutions out there that might have, a different type of system.
Perfect. Thank you so much.